Thank you. Elvis, where have you left the building? Did you get that? Elvis, have you left the building? Elvis, when you give your welcome to country, it makes me feel extremely proud that I live in this country. And I'm very proud that we work together, all cultures, all nations, all people, as one. So thank you again for your welcome to country. Kai Wanju Mami Wuja. The City of Swan acknowledges the traditional custodians of this region, the Whadjuk people of Noongar Nation, and their continuing connection to land, borders, community. We pay our respects to elders past, present, and their descendants. Tonight there are a number of distinguished guests in the room, but everyone in this room is a distinguished guest in my opinion. So hello and good evening to Joe Chachini. I think you're here in the room, and I see you down the front. The Shire of Mundaring and indeed Buckland District Governor 2021-22 at Rotary International, ladies and gentlemen. So welcome everyone here tonight, and to you Zoya, thank you very much indeed for your kind introduction. It's a pleasure to be here, and I'm very pleased to see such a turnout for this inclusion event. I'm very pleased that the City of Swan was successful in its bid to host the Social Inclusion Forum in 2022, working alongside Inclusion Solutions. This is the first for the City of Swan, and we generally commit to becoming a more inclusive community with our message of belong at Swan. As 2021 and 2022 was the final year of the City Current Disability Access Program, this forum will see the city's further review and engage on access and inclusion holistically. This Social Inclusion Forum is ideally timed and will include presentations from local and external stakeholders who are passionate about social inclusion. We offer no service provider talk, just organic, grassroots, positive stories of how together we are addressing social inclusion and promoting social inclusion in our community. Personally, I would like to share one story of inclusion which perhaps might evoke some others within the forum and within the city. 2.5 years ago, I was at a meeting just like this, and somebody asked me, Mel, we want a community garden in Ballajura, and we've been asking for a number of years, and why can't we have one? And I was a councillor at that time as well. And my answer was, it's not as simple as it seems. To organise to have a community garden, you have to have a safe place, you have to have a space for water, a space for power, you have to have the land as well. Then you have to decide what you're going to do in this particular space, who you're going to engage, and how you're going to develop it for the future to be sustainable and not just die as lots of projects do. Well, I spoke to a Rotarian that night, and that Rotarian, along with the group that we formed as a committee, and this is just everyday people, there's no one special, and even the fact that I was a councillor enabled me to facilitate a couple of things, but it was sowing the seed, not to take the pun. It was about commitment to deliver. It was about determination to get the job done. It was about engagement of all those people within the community that want to be able to participate. It was bringing our community together and then fruition at the end of the day. I'm very pleased to say that this coming Friday we will be opening the community garden in Ballajura. And what really that means to me is that you don't give up. Yes, there are lots of knockbacks in life and we face it every single day. Those who are in the community and engaged in various groups know what it is to have knockback after knockback. And we see funding as issues. If we can't get the funding, it's not going to work. Well, I have to say in this particular case, it was because of the commitment and the determination that we ended up getting $100,000 from various groups to be able to put into this project, so this project has come to fruition. So if I have any words of advice to anyone in this room, is if you have a thought that's a valued thought, if you have a project you'd like to deliver, don't give up if you come across obstacles and hurdles. Keep going, because there will always be people to listen, there will always be people to help, and they will ultimately help deliver the project for your community, which is paramount. And the community garden isn't just about growing vegetables. And this is the reason why I raised this tonight. We have 43 different community ethnic groups in participation. Obviously, they're still in the room, I keep saying. At the front of the community garden, we have an Indigenous garden, growing Indigenous food so people can grow Indigenous food. We have the Greeks, we have the Italians, we have the Yugoslavs, we have the Sudanese, to name a few, that are going to be engaged in this space. But it's the working together with people during this period of the growth for the community garden and what it delivers culturally, but more connectivity. We will have, Greeks have always spoken to Italians, sometimes not too nice. But we have our Indigenous partners who will be able to impart information to our European partners. And we have the Chinese that are going to grow Chinese fruits that some of us may never have seen. And we have the Sudanese that are going to come along to make sure that they understand where we are and learn our way and our life, and we learn their way and their life. So it's an inclusion of everybody being involved in this one project that came from the tiny seed of can we deliver. So please take that away as a message. Thank you.